So welcome back, guys, to this exciting journey. So today I have Stephen with me, who is also going to share his visa interview experience in Ghana. So if you're a prospective student, you are waiting for your I-20, you are waiting for your visa interview date, I think these are some of the experiences that are going to motivate you. So you want to stay tuned, you want to keep watching to the end so that you can pick certain insights from the conversation that we are going to have. For those of us who don't know you, can you tell us more about yourself, where you are currently, and what you are pursuing?
All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Like you said, I am Stephen Yanchara. Currently, my second year. I would say I am the final semester for my master's degree. I'm studying Master of Arts Geography at the University of Toledo in Ohio. And my thesis is focused on disaster risk management, specifically to flooding. So that's what I'm working on. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Geography students in a building. That's very exciting. So, Stephen, let me you've spent like 1 year and some months here. I'll come back to that and ask you for like your experience, what you've been through, and how you can advise people who are embarking on this journey, what they should expect coming to US, the good things, and the challenges you've gone through. But before that, let's go back to Ghana. I want to take you back to Ghana. So in Ghana, which year did you start applying, or which year did you decide to put in this grad school application? Which year was that?
Okay, so I graduated in 2021 with a BSc Geography and Regional Planning. So that was when I started thinking about grad school. And I was not thinking anywhere than in the US because I wanted to also have an experience in the other side. So it was 2021 after October. That was actually when I finished my thesis. So that was when I started.
Can you tell us some of the preparations you made when you decided to work this part? There is Canada, there is Australia, there is UK, but you decided to come to US to see the other side, and actually know what goes into the academia here in the US. What actually motivated you?
Yeah, I know when we're in school back in Ghana, they here after school you can get scholarship, full funded scholarship, and pursue any degree that you are interested in. So I also got fascinated by this and also wanted to go into that and see what goes on. So that actually motivated me. The fact that you'll be going to school and you will not pay a penny and maybe you get something every month.
Yeah.
That motivated me to pursue that journey.
Oh, okay. Nice one. That is good. So how many schools were you targeting? How many schools did you apply in 2021?
It was quite unfortunate that by the time we graduated wasn't quite suitable for school application because we didn't get our transcript and we had not had a graduation ceremony, and so it was kind of a little bit delayed. So we were doing try and laugh because most schools were closing their deadlines, and yes, so because of that, I applied to 4 schools. Actually, I completed 3 applications. The 4th one, I didn't. I couldn't complete before the deadline, so that's it.
So 3 universities. Do you remember the 3 universities you applied to, and did you pay for application fee?
I only paid for 2. The other 2 free waiver, so I used that.
Okay, so the 4 schools, do you remember the names of the schools?
I think I would. My current school, University of Toledo, and I also applied to Masters in GIS at the Michigan State University. I applied to ITC in the Netherlands and one, I think, Dutch school. I don't really remember the. Yeah.
Stephen,
Yeah.
yours, at least you considered some other countries, Netherlands, and that was really cool then.
Yeah.
So now let's say we are in 2022, and I believe you were waiting for feedback from these schools, especially the 3 schools that you applied to. So how many admissions did you get, or which school did you get into, and were you given funding?
Yeah, so I got all the 3 admissions, but there was only one that I got funding from. The 2 admissions I got earlier didn't have funding because it was a professional program and they weren't given funding. So the third one that actually I paid for the application fee. That was where I got funding. But even with that, I got late admission. So I must say I was very fortunate that I was able to even go that year that I was expecting.
Yeah, so guys, you can see Steven saying he paid for the application fee. I know I made a video where I talked about how I use certain strategies to apply to almost 16 schools without paying for most of them. But one advice I can also give you is that this can be one of the greatest investments you can ever make. Like, if you have the chance to pay for an application fee, pay for it. If you are asking for waiver and you are not getting from the school, but yet you are very hopeful about the school you're applying to, I think you should just pay for it because it's really worth it. You can see he paid for it and it came, and that was the only school that he got funding from. So that's just a little advice I'm giving. So Stephen, you got your I-20 from that school. This was around what time?
That was in August.
I guess that you have to come for the fall semester. I guess when fall
Yes.
semester actually starts, that is when you got your admission.
Yes. So it was really tough for me. Had to do multiple things at the same time, trying to run up and down to get things done and start the semester. So it was very hard for
I'm
me.
just
Yeah.
trying to put myself in your shoes because I know date hunting in Ghana is very difficult, especially in 2022. So how were you able to hunt for dates, and did you get date in 2022, or what happened?
Yeah, so fortunately, in a nutshell, I got started the semester, but I came in the 4th week in the academic year. The 4th week. I joined the school in the 4th week, so I had already taken the lead, having done 4 weeks of classes, and I had to join them and do the backlog and also do the ones ahead. So it was really tough. Yeah, so with the date hunting, I remember I first got my admission and it took like 3 weeks before I got my funding.
Oh,
So that was getting to the late in August. And that was when the school had to reopen, because I remember the reopening date was on 28th.
of August.
Yes. So with that, I have to start hunting for dates. I remember we're on phone 24/7. And
You were not
I
sleeping.
joined a
You couldn't
certain
sleep.
group that no, you can't sleep. You dare not sleep. So I joined one WhatsApp group where we had a schedule for date hunting.
Yeah.
At least you have 2 times to hunt for dates. I mean, your schedule. So either it's 12 hours interval. So we check maybe if your time is 12 a.m. At 12 p.m., you have to also go there and check again. And it was really tough. But by the grace of God, a lot of things happened because I had to even terminate my timing. I remember I emailed my program chair and told him that I've been trying to get a date and I'm not getting, so they should push my admissions to spring semester so that I'll get time to find a date and prepare the time.
Sorry to cut you, but what made you take that decision? Because I know if you get admission and funding in fall and you contact the programs coordinator that you want to shift it to the spring, the probability that your funding will not be maintained is very high. So what motivated you to push it there while you knew funding could have been very risky?
Yeah, because I had no other option. And luckily enough, the admission letter and funding stated that the funding is for the whole year. So either I start on the fall or on the spring, it is still there for me. So that also made me make the decision that, okay, I have to push it to spring because the deadline they gave me was on the 28th. And on the 28th, I had not gotten an interview date.
Okay. So the school told you to be in school on 28th August.
Yeah, that was the
start date.
Yeah. So, the date, when I was booking my appointment date, the first date was on I think 28th August 2024. We were in 2022. So that was the available date.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes. Yeah, so we had to apply for emergency. We got the emergency approved, but still we were hunting for date and I never saw it. So I had to terminate. So I remember the day that I emailed the professor, the program chair, that they have to push it to the spring semester. 1 hour later, I got a date.
Wait. Wait, I'm enjoying the conversation. The day that you sent the message to the programs coordinator that you were not getting a visa interview date in Ghana, they should push your funding and your admission to the following year, that is for the spring semester in January. An hour later, you got a date.
I got a date, 8th September.
Oh, okay.
So that was like a week late.
The school, were they going to accept it? Because they are so much, formalized, especially when it comes to their dates and deadlines and, all these. You sign in and you sign up that by 28th of August, you'll be in school. So were you not putting yourself in trouble or something?
Yeah, so I think they did help me a lot. They knew my admission was late admission, so I think they were very accommodating. They were helping me out. There were a lot of communication. I was communicating to them anytime through email that this is what is going on. I've been hunting for dates and not getting it. Then they'll encourage you, keep trying. We know how these things sometimes get to. And so they were very helpful to that. I'm much grateful to them for assisting me in that situation. I remember in those times, the program director helped me, spoke with the lecturers, some of the classes that I was going to take. You know that in registration, you have to be in school before you can register.
Yeah.
But because of my situation, I had to register. They helping me out to register. talk to the professors that I'll be coming late and all those things. So that really helped a lot. It really helped me.
That's very amazing. And sometimes you go to the embassy. Some people go with this key, especially if they are asked the question like, why did you choose this school? Some people are like, oh, because of the constant feedback I was getting from the school. I really love this school over any other school that I applied to. So now we will go there. I don't know if that's what you said during your visa interview. So we're going to go there. Then I think your program coordinator helped you a lot, and I think that is really good. So if there is anything you can say, I want us to switch to the night before your visa interview and when you got there, what actually happened. But during this whole process, you got late admission, your funding came late, and your date was in September. Meanwhile, you needed to be in school in 28th of August. What is that one thing that you learned from all these experiences that you were going through? If you had the chance to, let's say, be in Ghana again and you were going through this whole process, what would have been that one thing that you would have maybe do right, or is there anything you can say about the whole challenging moment?
I think I had those challenges because I was not following up on my application. Because the issue was not all my recommendations went in at the time of the review. So, but I was thinking everything was sorted out because I communicated with my professors and everything, and they promised to do it. But it later came that only one had sent the recommendation. So the school had to later email me that, hey, Stephen, you haven't received 2 of your recommendations, and so you really needed to make decisions on that. And so I had to chase the professors myself. And fortunately for me, I was on campus, so it wasn't quite. So that really helped me. And because of that, they made me not them sending it again. So all that I had to do is to get a recommendation from them, scan it and send it myself instead of the professors sending it direct through the school. They made me send it. So I think that also speed up the process because we know that sometimes the professors get busy with teaching and other things, and so they don't get time to do these things for. So that is one thing that I learned from it. It was my brother who kept on asking me, hey, how is your application going? Have you heard from them? Have you talked to them? Making sure that, yes, I get communication was, good. And that really helped. Other than that, maybe I would have missed my chance of getting to the school.
Yeah, because when you were talking, I was wondering if all the other applicants who got accepted had late admission and late funding. So because you were not following up and because your document or your application wasn't actually complete, that is why yours delayed.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So guys, if you are watching this video, to always follow up on your application. Follow up, go onto the portal and look at what hasn't been submitted. Make sure you are submitting it. At times to just reach out to the programs coordinators and find out if everything is secured, everything has been submitted, so that you can get early admission, because getting a visa interview date in Ghana is very tedious and you don't want to add these challenges or moments to it, because it becomes more of a trouble for you. Okay, Stephen, so that is really key and insightful. So then on 8th September, I was thinking you came in the spring, because I was speaking to Emmanuel at that time a lot about your application, and I overheard him saying you came in the spring. So this is something new to me, to be honest. So on 8th September, you went for your interview, but on the 7th, before you went for the interview, please tell us, how were you feeling? And also, when your I-20 came, was it a fully funded scholarship on your I-20 with no deficit, or you had some deficit on it?
Let's start from the I-20. I got a graduate assistantship, so I got my tuition waived, and I was going to receive stipend, monthly stipend for a graduate assistantship. So the the school estimated my cost of living in the US for the throughout the program, and yes, so other things. So everything together, I had a deficit of, including my stipend, everything together, I had a deficit of $628. That
Six,
was
$628. Oh, then
yes.
that one you could have gone with your home bank statement.
Yeah, so for formality's sake, so they ask for a bank statement
Yeah, yeah.
before they even prepare the I-20 because they that yeah. So that is it. On the 7th, I don't think I did anything strange. I was just maybe just thinking about some of the responses I am gonna tell the viewer because I didn't get my date early and all of that. Um, I didn't have enough time to prepare for. I remember I attended one mock interview where I was interviewed, and the kind of things I was saying, the feedback I got wasn't so good.
So those of us who don't know what the mock interview is something that, like, a group that you sign up onto, where you get some people who maybe are in the United States, so they will prep you, they will do a pre-interview, just to put you on the scale and interview you before your actual interview date. So that's what mock session or mock interview is. It's like an interview you are going to do with someone, and before you go for your actual interview. Yeah, Stephen, you can continue.
Yeah, so I attended one that had the interview. It didn't go well. They gave me like so that even put me off. I never
Attended.
scheduled for, but I will join the meetings, listen to people, but I wasn't. So I prepared few questions and answered it myself. And remember, that time my colleague Daniel
Yeah,
had already gone for the interview, so I used to ask him the questions and also some of the responses that he got. I think he was the only person at that time that I knew. He had already attended this interview and gotten the visa. And so that was what was also helping me a lot. But we you see people who had prepared well, you are on the WhatsApp page and people can, hey, I got denied, hey, I got accepted. So it all came back to if you will go, whatever happened, you will go.
yeah,
No much preparation had to be done. You can do all that you have to do, and you might not get it. And one thing that also uh came up was some people will have full funded
yeah,
scholarship and they will deny them. Others will have huge deficits and they will get it. So it all come back to, I wouldn't say so much luck, but sometimes luck, prayers, and
yeah.
if
So I
it is
think
your time to go,
I'll agree with that. I think if it's your time, it's your time, because there are people who have tried
yes,
for six
yes,
times. They've gone for their
yes,
interview for six times and they've been denied. Maybe on the seventh
yeah,
time before they got approved. So, like, yeah, prayers, then your hard work. Someone can give you his story or her story. The person went with that same story and got approved, but you go with that same story and you get denied. Someone will
Yes,
go with funding, fully funded, no deficit. Yet the person will get denied. You will go with 52,000 deficit, yet you will go for your interview and you get approved. So
and
I
you
always
get
say
it.
there is no one-way approach to this. They're like it's something.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that's also discouraged me from preparing so much. Well, after all, what am I preparing for? If you go, no matter what you go. Just that you need to prepare as human. You don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
So you just have to prepare. But everything is on God.
On God. Where were you staying at that time? And when was your interview date? Like the time? And what was the time you got to the embassy?
Yeah, so I was lodging at my brother's place in La Paz. Yeah. And so my interview date was on the 8th and the time was 7:30. And fortunately enough, I was going with my colleague, Christabel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
But at that time, weren't you still like in school? Because I know you were TA, UCC. Weren't you still
yeah,
in
so
school?
I was running back and forth. I came to Accra, I think some few days to the interview. And yeah. And so I set off very early because Accra
Oh,
traffic
La
and
Paz, from
yeah,
La Paz to Cantonment, the traffic is serious.
yeah. So we set off. We went with my brother, set off early, got there, and he saw people sitting down in front of the. I was thinking maybe you're gonna get like a room, get some chair to sit, and that was really
No,
bad
no, no,
too.
no, yeah, yeah,
Not a good experience. You just go there, you be standing or get some stone to sit on, just be waiting for your
10. Yeah,
yeah. So I got there, I met Christabel. We had to give our things to my brother to keep it for us. So the things like our phones and other things that we are not taking it in,
yeah.
give it to him to keep for us. Those who didn't have anybody, I think you leave your things at the mercy of. There are some people, sellers there, but you don't know if you come and
You can't trust them.
they are not there.
Mhm,
Who do you blame?
mhm.
So I would advise that if possible, you go in, you get someone to accompany you so that is they can keep your things for you.
Yeah,
So that was when we joined a queue and around 7:30 or 8, a security guy
mm,
came and line us up and move us into the entrance of the building.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are going for your visa interview, make sure you don't give your things to anybody at all, because you don't know these people. And at times they will come, they'll be making noise, give us your things, buy this, buy that. Don't be moved by that. If you are going, get your clear bag, a plain clear bag, and put all your documents in it. That is best so that when you go, you wouldn't be tempted to buy something from them or maybe give your stuff to them. Because after the interview, you come, they are not there. Maybe your phone is missing. You can't hold anyone responsible for that. So Stephen, you are about to enter. No, you go there, the tension. I know the tension there, like US Embassy, the tension there is something serious. And you're going to do your first check-in before you enter inside and also do your security checks. Now, I don't know if maybe something extraordinary happened there, but if nothing extraordinary actually happened when you were checking in, the time that you realize that, okay, this final queue that I'm in is going to take me to a VO, a visa officer. What was going through your mind? Especially you are standing in a queue where you can hear people being denied. You can hear people being approved. Your visa has been approved. Sorry, your visa has been denied. What was going through your mind before you got to your turn?
I think you already had an interview with Christabel.
Yeah.
I was the one she was sharing the experience with. when she misses her MRV.
Oh, so you are
Yeah.
the one she gave her stuff to, and she. Oh,
No, my brother. No,
it was your
we
brother.
yes. So I just was sitting right beside her, and she told me, yeah, I forgot to pick my MRV, and he had to ask there is one man there who checks that to go out and say, no, you can't go out. The man was quite kind of rude,
Rude. Oh,
very rude. Yeah. And you can see you already have tension and this thing happened. So I was trying to tell her, calm down, everything will be fine. So I managed to calm her down. Unfortunately, when she got there, she and inspected the document. They didn't ask anything about that.
mm,
So
mm.
yeah. So I was in front and she was at my back. Our distance got longer when the fingerprints, she had issues with that and yeah, it wasn't picking. So I think in my queue, I was on front, not the first person, but it will be like the fifth or some in the singles numbers. So yeah, so very early, and you'll be hearing people coming back denied or gotten accepted. I think on my queue, I was the first person who got accepted. There were two queues, so if my memory sets me right, I think. uh, But on the other line, there were some few people who got DS approved, but
Mm.
my queue, yeah. I was thinking that maybe there'll be some space where you enter a room and you get an interview. I didn't know you have to stand in the
Yeah.
midst of the people and get your interview done. Yeah.
So I think I don't know, maybe your time to it was three visa officers or four, but which visa officer interviewed you, and when you got there, pass me your I-20, pass me your passport.
I wouldn't remember, but I knew I know he was a white man. I got there past my document. I first greeted good morning and I passed my document because I knew what was they might require. So I didn't want them to actually pass me or this thing. But the tension was and you don't want to provoke anybody there. So you are very conscious and even if they don't ask you, just give
Yeah,
for yes. So I passed all my documents, including my passport, my I sent a bank statement, my MRV receipts, all other document I-20 and other things, my certificates, everything.
yeah. But the bank statement, was it from like, was it your own bank statement or you got it from someone?
And now I was from a family member.
Oh, okay. So Stephen, now you are in front of the view and you greeted. That was a very good sign. So good morning, sir. You passed your document even before he asked you. What was that first question he asked you and how did you answer it?
So he asked me about the program
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to study. And so just the program. So in order not for your answer to be too short, you tell your program and how it's going to benefit you and to define that there is the need for you to go. Um, I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, but made you do that because I know some people are like the viewers want short answers. So you are in front of the viewer asks you, what program are you going to pursue or study? And you didn't say anything like geography and you ended there. You actually went further to explain what the program is going to do for you and how you're going to come back to Ghana and take up a role somewhere.
You want to register that, but you don't want them to be asking you questions and you be giving short answers. They want you to talk,
Explain. Yeah.
to express yourself, know what you are here for, not just short answers. What's your name? Then say short. Then you need to be expressive. And also, if you do that, you end up avoiding so many questions that
Yeah.
he or she might want to ask you. But it shouldn't be unnecessary response to. Yeah, you
I
should be
think
mindful of that.
it should be straightforward yet very detailed, and you are capturing all other questions that they are likely to ask you after why the program. Because if they ask you why the program, the next question can be maybe why the school, why US, and another question can be after your program, what next?
Yes,
So you can answer all those questions in that one question that you're going to be asked. Why this program? Wow.
yes.
So what answer did you give that made him like what you said? Because you're going to say a lot of things, but because as I'm sitting here, I know that one thing that I said that got the viewer interested in what I was saying. Do you remember? I know it's been long, like 1 year and some months, but do you remember what you actually said that you think did the magic for you?
Honestly, I don't think what I said ever make a magic. I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
Because I remember very well that I was even shaking
You
a
are
little bit.
fidgeting.
Yes, a little bit. So I wouldn't say it was, if humanly were to look at confidence in front
Mm,
of a view, maybe I would have been denied because
you.
the tension was.
It's just funny. I prepared for my visa interview. I got there, the viewer asked me a question that I actually didn't prepare for. And I'm like, what is happening here? Because I knew what I was coming for, I was able to beat around the bush, yet I gave a very specific answer which won me my visa. So, Stephen, you were asked just one question.
No, I was asked three questions. The program, and they asked me how many schools I applied to and what I was doing that was then current. So they were asking the job I was doing. And I told them I was a teaching assistant. And then they said, I'll be approving your visa.
No, no, no. Wait,
And
wait. Before he said I'll be approving your visa, like um the three schools, the VO asks you, how many schools did you apply to? Did you tell the VO you applied to four, you got admission to three? Like, did you explain further or just said,
I just I thought, oh, I applied for, I told him, I think four, yeah. And I mentioned the schools, yeah,
and that was all, you didn't go further?
you know.
Oh, okay, because I
And
know
then,
I know people mention the schools and they try to answer why they chose the particular school they are
yes,
going to over the others.
yeah,
I believe your first question answered most of the things he was looking for, especially you coming as a non-immigrant. They know basically you should link it to a home tie, the fact that after your 2 years, you're going to come back to Ghana. So I think if you did that in your first question that you were asked, I think that did a whole lot of
I'm not sure I even explained so much
really.
because I didn't spend like 2 minutes in front of the viewer. I'm not sure I spent up to. So I just told my program and how it's going to benefit me in
Yeah,
my career goal. And I think why I even chose a school.
yeah.
Then he later asked me how many schools I applied, mentioned them, what's the current job you are doing? I mentioned it, and that's also so it wasn't even up to 2 minutes from there.
Take this white paper.
Take the
Visa
white
has
paper.
been approved. Please tell us what was happening because I know people say after take this white paper, your visa has been approved. The other things that they're going to say, go to DHL, this 5 days, your visa is going to be ready, your passport. We don't really hear those things after your visa has been approved. Or was
No,
that true?
everything is on the sheet. So just take this paper, every instructions is on it, where you're going to collect your
Sport.
passport. So
Yeah.
I took it and I was smiling. But you know, the my friend I went with was still in the queue. So
Christabel, yeah.
yeah, so we had to wait before we celebrate together.
Exactly. So you went out to wait for her, and how many minutes did it take for her to come out? And I know she was also approved. So how was the whole feeling like? How was it like? Because you've suffered even to get a date, and now you go, your visa approved.
Yeah, so came out. Sometimes the securities there will say, "Hey, you got your lesson approved. You are lucky. Just try, do something." Do something for the boys. So I had
Something
to
small
do
for the
something for
boys.
the boys. Um, then went out, met my brother, I told him, yes, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to make calls. You have to sing and thank God for everything. And then that date happened to be my uh professor, my supervisor. I was working at campus birthday. So it was like,
This
uh,
double portion.
yeah, it was like a whole thing. When I called him and told him about that, he was very happy. Was that was
Birthday
yes,
gift.
yeah. I
So,
remember he told me this my birthday gift. Yeah,
so fast forward, Christabel came, and
Christabel came,
despite she left
but
her MRB fee, she also got approved.
it took a while though, like 30 to 1 hour. It took a while before
Wow.
she came.
That's very nice. And thank you for sharing. And I know it's been a lot, especially making preparation, the right staffs to get to come to the US and even to book your plane ticket and all that. I just want us to skip. You've been in US for 1.5 years. What has been the experience so far? This is going to be my last but one question. What have you been through? Like any experiences you've been through you want to share, and those that are applying, those that want to come to US, what is that advice you can give to prospective students, grad students?
The experience I love,
Mm,
uh,
mm,
the weather, the food, the loneliness sometimes, um, the pressure from home,
mm-hmm.
especially financially.
Yeah,
You, you get a lot of uh, people trying to, um, but for those upcoming ones, I wouldn't say it's very rosy here,
mm,
but at least you can give it a try with faith and hard work. You can't do it alone. Sometimes you will need help. I would take this opportunity to again thank my roommates. He happened to be my TA in Ghana, and luckily for us, we are in the same school, doing the same program.
amazing.
So he he has been helpful for me. Other than that, I'm not sure I would have been able to finish that semester because I had about 4 weeks things to do
Yeah,
and also catch up as well. So a lot of help that I received, assignments and other things that I have to do. I have to consult. So, you will need people because he had already come here looking for accommodation. He had to do it, fill in any forms during the admission process. He had to guide me because he had already done his.
yeah.
So it was quite easy for me at that time. Other than that, I think it got to a time that I even told myself I have to defer. even when I came here,
Yeah.
because the semester was very tough.
Yeah, that's very true. I think one thing I can advise people on that is if you are coming to the United States, try and find a community or someone who is already ahead of you in the United States, maybe the school you are going to, because that's the only way you can get help. If you don't connect with these people or you don't put yourself out there to reach out to a community, an African community, it's going to be a lot for you because a new environment, a new area, you are not used to the things happening here. So if you don't get help, then you're really going to struggle and it can really affect your stay here in the United States. So Stephen, thank you very much for that. They are prospective students. I know students are still applying this year. Some people are going to come, a lot of those that started the application last year. What is that one advice you can just give to people freely? Just want to give advice to those applying. You've been here. Some of us, we just came. You've been here for some time. You know what goes into this whole journey and all that. So what is that one advice you can give to a prospective student, a graduate student who is anticipating, coming here?
So what I would say is keep asking
Mm,
for help when needed, especially through your communication on the emails. You have to be asking questions where you need clarification. Don't sit there. These people are very kind and they respond to messages quickly as soon as they can. So even if you are struggling financially and you can't pay application fee, sometimes they are understandable. You tell them they are able to waive certain things for you, so that but if you have the money, I would say pay, because from my own experience, those that you pay for, you are likely to get it.
yeah.
The ones that you don't. Hard work pays,
Mm,
so make sure you work hard. Um, don't leave everything on somebody, a friend. This my friend is here, so if, when you need help, you can ask, but take your chances, your fate into your own hands
mm,
and search. Everything is now on the internet. We have our phones, luckily in our phones, so you can do all the search. Where you don't understand things, you talk to people about that, seek for help. And I think with that, she will be able to get to wherever you want to. The journey is very tough.
mm-hmm.
I must say, it's a tough journey. You move from this stage.
Yeah.
For example, you start with searching for school. That one alone is a whole work. You get a school, you have to look at the requirement, meet them, write SOP, write CV, get recommendation. After getting that, you have to pay. After paying, you have to wait whether you be admitted or not,
Mm,
and you get admission. You also have to start filling forms and other things, getting visa interview data. So it's a step by step. Take it easy, do what you're expected to do. And I know if it is God's will, you will join us. Yeah.
nice one, nice one. Very insightful. Guys, if you are watching this, we are not agents, we are not consultants. We are just sharing our visa interview experiences and the kind of exposures that we've gotten here as we are studying for our master's program. So if you are watching this video, keep sharing, keep subscribing, and if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box and I'll be willing to answer all your questions. We're just trying to give graduate school tips free of charge. We're not taking money for anything. Just, send me a message or something. If I can help you, I'll just give you the help that you need or the information or the guidance that you need. And yeah, you'll be good. So thank you very much, Stephen. This has been very insightful, and I know those going to watch are going to pick a lot of things from it. I've learned a lot. I can't mention them. I wanted to retrieve like most of the things you said, but I believe those watching will pick key insight from everything that you said. But if there's any one thing that I'm taking home, it's about taking certain decisions also in your own hands. Although you get people helping you, don't try to put all your burden on them. Take the initiative, search online, the internet is there, and also make sure you do follow-ups and checkups. Thank you very much, Stephen. I really appreciate your time and everything. Yeah.
All right. Thank you too.